be who's going to end up being the best team.
Draymond Green at the podium.
Sports Illustrated. Draymond, the percentage of shots at the rim in this postseason is at a 20-year low and declining over the past 5 postseasons. I was wondering if you could just speak to how difficult it is to get to the rim, finish at the rim, and then defensively, the maybe increased priority of protecting the paint.
Well, I think there's an increased priority in protecting the paint because three-point shooting is so good, and so it goes back to the Steph Curry effect. If you can constantly get into someone's paint, then it opens up, the world opens up. The three-point shots open up, and that's what everyone wants to take away in today's day and age. And then, I think the game's just much more athletic than it was before. Guys are more athletic, and it's just way tougher. Like Jason Tatum's 6'10", or 6'11", wherever he is. He's a 2'3". Like Kevin Durant's 7 feet. He's really a 2'3". Like, yes, in the way the game has changed, you take Kevin Durant's a 3'4". Kevin Durant started his career as a 2. And so when you look at that, the overall length of guys in this league, and then you couple that with athleticism, and it just makes it so much tougher to get to the rim and finish. And I think that's a huge change in this game. And then also, teams are hunting more threes. And so even the priority for most teams, it is to get in the lane and kick out for a 3, as opposed to getting to the lane and finishing at the rim, or getting to the lane and getting to your mid-range. It's to get there and kick out, and I think that adds to the drop as well.
First row on the left.
Hey, Draymond. Tomer Zarley from Clutch Points. We were just talking to Clay, and Clay said that whenever he has a bad shooting night, he kind of YouTubes Game 6 Clay. That's his thing. I was curious, have you been around him when he does that at all? And do you have like a Game 7 Draymond that you YouTube whenever you have a bad game or something like that?
I see your name, and I saw last night where you pointed out, or maybe 2 days ago, where you pointed out that there was a question I was asked about Kevin Durant, and that's why I mentioned him. And so I want to say thank you for your honesty and for your duty to this job. I know the world that we live in now is all about clickbait, and people will cut the question off so that they can try to make it appear as if I'm just up here talking about Kevin Durant like I don't have anything else better to do in my life. So I want to say I appreciate you and just upholding the integrity of media, because when I speak about the new media, that's what I'm speaking about. The integrity of this business has been lost, and bringing that integrity back to this business. So I want to say thank you on your work. That was incredible, and I appreciate that. As far as Game 6 Clay, I haven't seen him YouTubing it, and the reality is if I did, we'd probably make fun of him. So it's probably good that I haven't. But I think for us, what's up, Mark? I think for us, you tend to go back to those experiences. You tend to draw from that, and because ultimately, when you think about things like from our perspective, especially a shooter like Clay, you always hear the term, get to the free throw line or get a layup, because you just need to see the ball go in the rim. It's not always that simple in the game. And so if you can go back to that and like, just a reminder, like, I know I can do that. I know what I'm capable of. I can go back, I can feel that, and it gets you to feeling good about yourself. I think that's a very big deal, and I think that's an underrated thing. It's the power of the mind. I always talk about how powerful one's mind is. Obviously, we all know that in the world. The power of the mind, if I can see that, I can get that in my memory bank, and I understand it. Now I can bring that to fruition. Now I can lean up on that. Man, I know I'm capable of doing that. And so I definitely have times where I go back and I look at old games, making shots or defending, whatever it is that you feel you need to come up at, and just try to draw from that experience.
Second row on the right. Boy, Manning, CLNS Media. Draymond, how much through the first 2 games have you felt that this series is kind of a contrast to styles and, some of the physicality you tried to instill in Game 2? Did you feel like that was a response to something the Celtics were doing in Game 1 or just something you saw coming into this series that you felt you needed to respond to?
I just thought it was something that we need to bring. You get to the NBA Finals and physicality and meeting force with force is important. And so it's just something that you have to bring to this game. I thought, when I looked back at Game 1, when I watched the film and even just how I felt, I just didn't think they felt us enough. And you can't get to this stage to this level, and the reason you lose is because a team didn't feel you. That's a shame. You have to lose once you get to this level because a team was just better than you. And I wouldn't be able to sleep with myself, or not sleep with myself. I wouldn't be able to live I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I'm going on about my summer and we lost the NBA Finals because we couldn't meet force with force. And so I think that was just kind of it for me, and understanding that, like I said, that is my department. That's where I'm supposed to lead, and I can't let my guys down.
Third row on the left, Gary Washburn.
The baller and a member of the media, that was Draymond Green.